Hey everyone, and welcome to a guide for Kingdom 2 Crowns. This time we're looking at the Hermits, so let's get started. There's one Hermit on each island, making a total of 5 Hermits, with each one living in their own cottage, uniquely styled to match the Hermit's abilities. Each Hermit costs gems to unlock and can provide unique upgrades to some of your structures. You only have to pay the gem cost once, and then every time you want to use one of their abilities, you have to pay them 1 coin, they'll hop on your mount. You can then take them to whichever structure they can upgrade, and once you've paid for the upgrade, they'll dismount, do a little dance, and be ready to use again straight away. Hermits walk very slowly and can be kidnapped by the greed if they're out in the open, just like any coins or tools. So if their cottage isn't behind your walls when you unlock them, it's best to get them on your mount and take them to safety. Otherwise they'll slowly walk to your town centre and risk getting kidnapped. Hermits will dismount if you quickly move from side to side, but they'll also do this if you start heading past the edge of your kingdom and towards danger. If any Hermits get kidnapped, then you can get them back by destroying the cliff portal on that island. But if you lose your crown and get reset, then you can get back any Hermits you've unlocked by returning to their cottage and paying 3 coins. This includes any Hermits that were kidnapped before you lost your crown. When you board the boat and change islands, you don't have to worry about loading the Hermits, as they'll automatically get on board just before you set sail. Now, onto the Hermits themselves. First there's the Ballista Hermit, who's found on the first island and costs 3 gems to unlock. Their ability allows you to upgrade triplet towers into ballista towers for 15 coins. The ballista tower needs 1 builder to man it instead of archers, and it fires large bolts every few seconds which pierce through multiple targets and deal a lot of damage, meaning it can kill multiple greed in one hit, and also makes it quite good for taking out floaters and breeders. It's got a longer range than the standard towers, but can only fire forwards, so it's best to have it positioned a little behind your front wall if possible. This is also a good idea because the builder manning the ballista doesn't have any protection from floaters and can be easily picked up. So a good setup is to have an arch tower outside your wall, one just inside if possible, and then a ballista tower behind that if it's in range. Otherwise don't bother with the second arch tower and just have a ballista instead. The second island has the stable Hermit, which costs just 1 gem to unlock and allows you to change your upgraded farms into a stable for 8 coins. The stable will spawn all the mounts you've previously unlocked, meaning you don't have to transport all of them between islands if you want multiple mounts. It also reduces the cost of up to 2 of those mounts to 3 coins, which can massively reduce the cost of switching mounts. For example, if you've got the Griffin and the Unicorn unlocked and you want to get coins with the Unicorn when it's safe but switch to the Griffin for greed attacks, then you only have to pay 3 coins for each switch, instead of the usual 8 coins for the Griffin and 12 for the Unicorn. If you have more than 2 mounts in the stable, then they'll have their normal costs, so you won't benefit from the cheap switching. But you can also build a second stable which can have cheap switching for 2 more mounts if you need it. However, this can sometimes be a little buggy and will allow cheap switching between more than 2 mounts with just 1 stable. Something else to note is that when you build a stable, it stops any farmers from being able to work there. But if you have the scythe statue active, which usually increases the capacity of farm buildings by 2 plots, then you can still have up to 2 farmers working at the stable, meaning that you don't lose all income when you upgrade it. The third island has the Bakery Hermit, which costs 4 gems to unlock and allows you to upgrade triplet towers into bakeries for 6 coins. The bakery allows you to create up to 7 loaves of bread for 4 coins each. This bread sits at the bakery and attracts vagrants from their camps. They run to the bakery to eat the bread and before trying to eat another loaf or returning to the nearest camp if there's no more bread. But it's best to recruit them before they eat any bread so you don't have to pay to make any more. The bakery makes recruiting vagrants a lot easier for the later islands where the nearest vagrant camp may be a long way outside your walls. It's generally best to build it in a safe place quite close to the centre, but where you wouldn't want to have defences, so you don't miss out on the archer tower that it replaces. The fourth island has the Night Hermit, which costs 2 gems to unlock and allows you to upgrade triplet towers into night towers for 15 coins. The night tower allows a villager to become a squire for 4 coins. This squire works like those recruited at your town centre, so it can have up to 4 archers join it, will defend your walls at night, can be sent out to attack portals, and can be upgraded to a knight at the armory. Only 1 squire can be recruited per tower, and this squire will go to defend the furthest wall on the side that the tower is built. The 5th island has the Horn Hermit, which costs 3 gems to unlock and allows you to upgrade tall stone walls or iron walls into rally walls for 12 and 16 coins respectively. These walls allow you to pay 1 coin to blow the horn on them and call all of your military units from both sides to that wall for one night. This can be useful for defending a blood moon, as you only get attacked from one side, or when all portals have been defeated on the opposite side. However, if your kingdom is large, then it can take your units a very long time to travel from one side to the other, only for them to turn around and go all the way back one night later. It's also something you could accidentally activate and would completely mess up your defences on one side, so use it with caution. That's all the Hermits covered, but the first 3 are the only ones really worth getting, as you don't really need the extra squires that the Knight Hermit can get you, with the 2 knights you can recruit on each side at the town centre usually being enough, and you can carry up to 3 knights between islands if you want more, making any extra knights a bit of a waste, and they'll also stop any archers that join them from hunting, so it can reduce the number of coins you get from that. Building a knight tower also means that you can't have any archer or ballista towers in that position anymore, so it can actually weaken your defences if placed poorly. The Horn Hermit also isn't very useful, as by the time you unlock it, your kingdom is probably too large for your units to quickly move from one side to the other. It's pretty cool to see all your troops defending one wall, but that's about it. However, the other 3 Hermits can all be pretty useful depending on how you play, with the Bakery Hermit generally being the most useful, so you'll definitely want to grab this one. Your defences can be fine without the Ballista Hermit, but it's a powerful upgrade to have if you've got the spare gems. And the Stable Hermit isn't too useful until the 4th or 5th island, but then it can be great if you've got a spare farm to upgrade and you want to switch between powerful mounts like the Unicorn, Lizard and Griffin. That's everything for this video. If you're looking for more tips and tutorials, then check out some of my other videos, but until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.